Practice, I don't ever preach. Practice, I don't ever preach. Fire! Welcome back to another Unruly video. If you're new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when we post. If you're a returner, what's poppin'? Today I want to talk about relationships and titles. I was going over my video about perspective. If you haven't watched that video is mainly about how people perceive things and how we perceive certain situations and how we all have our different perspective on situations. So when it comes to the outcome of how someone sees us, it doesn't always have to be in good light, because sometimes we focus ourselves so much on worrying about how others view us that we then distract ourselves in our present day, and that makes no sense. So sometimes we just need to accept being the bad guy in someone else's mind and move on about our life. But while I'm reviewing that, and I was rewatching that currently, I thought about something else, and that's relationship and titles. And what I mean by that is the titles of our friendships and our relationships don't dictate the meaning of that relationship or how useful and resourceful that relationship is to us. A lot of people take titles as a direct correlation of what the relationship is. So for instance, if my mom has the title of being my mom, then all of a sudden our relationship is peachy, fuzzy, and warm, because that's what the title of a mom should be, or the concept should be. People think that too much, because my relationship title with you doesn't directly say or speak upon our actual relationship. We have to have some sort of dialogue. We have to have some sort of communion, some sort of connection for it to be a useful relationship in my life or in your life. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times people take that for granted and think just because they have a title means that our relationship will always be what it is. No, when it comes to relationships, communication and reciprocity are one of the most important things that we do, because a lot of our falling out, a lot of our failed friendships and failed relationships come from a lack of communication and reciprocity. And what I mean is, when I talk about communication, we all know that communication is really just the foundation to all relationships. But when it comes to reciprocity, if I'm always doing the reaching out, if I'm always doing the taking care of you and loving you and giving you and showing you that I care about what's going on in this relationship, and you're not doing anything to reciprocate that energy, you're pretty much draining my energy. And I think a lot of people get that mixed up, where it's like, just because I have this title, we don't need to do the due diligence of making sure that our relationship works correctly. And why that is a direct connection to the video yesterday about perspective is because a lot of people in their brain think that from their perspective, they're doing perfectly fine in a relationship with somebody, or in a friendship, or in whatever communication that you have with that individual, that they're doing fine. And them having this title of whether it be a family member or best friend or whatever, them not doing anything is perfectly fine, when that's not the case. Everyone has their part when it comes to relationship, and when it comes to reciprocating energy, we have to acknowledge and recognize when we're not doing our part, because that's when the bad guy thing starts to creep in. Think about it this way: if someone's giving all the energy and bringing all the communication, all the connection to the table, and I'm not doing anything on my end, and then that individual says, you know what? This individual that I'm communicating with is not giving me the energy that I want, so I'm just gonna back out and go to people that give me that energy. In their mind, I was the bad guy, but in my mind, I could goodly think that we were perfectly fine. Even though I didn't reciprocate the energy to you, I still cared for you or thought about you, and thought that my title for you held our relationship together. And so in both of our minds, we look like the bad guy to each other. And I think that is where miscommunication and all of these things start to creep up on us, because of these titles and relationships. Just because you have a title does not mean that that title is a reflection of our relationship. That's just not how it is. So I implore all of those that are going through rough patches in relationships, whether it be romantic or friendship, or even just family relationships, to always do a reflection on yourself to figure out, am I putting my best foot forward when it comes to connecting with an individual? It'll do us so much more justice and give us so much more opportunities and stop any sort of miscommunication from going down if we just looked in the mirror and figure out, what am I doing? Am I doing my part? Am I reciprocating energy that is being given to me? Because this title means nothing without the relationship under it. Take a look in the mirror today. See what's going on in your life and in your relationships, and definitely reciprocate energy if you realize an individual is giving you a lot of energy and you're not really fulfilling that part back. Thanks for listening to me rant. If you got something from this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell so you know when we post, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.